This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Welcome everyone to the Board of Public Works meeting for February 21st, 2024. We'll make a motion to open this evening's meeting.
I second.
Thomas Felsberg?
Yes.
Steve Litwin?
Yes.
Both in favor, motion carried.
All right. Item number 1, public speak. We have no one who will offer anything this evening. Item number 2, we're not expecting the mayor this evening.
No,
She was at our last meeting and we had a good discussion. So, item number 3, approval of the February 7th, 2024 meeting minutes. Were you able to review what Michelle prepared?
I did.
Any issues with as it was prepared?
None.
Myself included. I will make a motion to approve the minutes and the attachments.
And I second.
There we go.
Thomas Felsberg?
Yes.
Steve
Wasn't sure
Litwin?
if you were done.
Yeah, I was retracing my sentence to make sure I finished it.
Steve Litwin?
Yes.
Okay. Both in favor, motion carried.
All right, on to item number 4. We have continuing discussion of the DPW fee schedule updates and the water sewer base fees for FY25 and 26. As for the rate discussion, or the water sewer fee discussion we had with the mayor, I think we had pretty much agreed that we're going to move those forward to public hearing unless you or anyone else had any comment on it. I'm happy to discuss it further.
The only question I have, does anybody know when the last rates were established? Any,
The rates for water sewer or for the fees that were...
the fee changes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll get to them in a second. But as for
okay.
the presentation and discussion we had with the mayor last week, we're happy. Even though Greg wasn't able to join us this evening, I wanted to continue to have our regular meetings in case there was any public input before the hearing. But the other thing that came out of that discussion was when I was sort of reviewing the mechanics of how these fees were set, I went through and noticed that the DPW fees are set in section 579, and going through that, it seems like most of the fees were last adjusted in 2014.
Okay.
But some of them, which we now have a packet from Clayton from the water department, he put together sort of a proposed summary of the fees that we do charge, sort of modern proposed fees he put together, and a little narrative as to what other communities do. And in that he points out that most of the fees were from April of 2014, and then some of them were effective December 1st, 2003. So they've been set for 20 years.
That's what was throwing me off.
Yeah. But yeah, it hasn't been revisited in at least 10 years. So I mean, when they did it 10 years ago, they left in effect some of the ones that were from 11 years prior to that. So we are due for, sort of a 10-year calendar review, similar to they've done in the past. But I think as we set rates and fees moving forward, we'll probably do it as a package where we, set usage fees, set the base fees, and whether or not we adjust these fees, we'll probably revisit them a little more frequently. But I guess for the record, we'll include this with the minutes, but I'll also just read through turn on water fees, currently 50, is proposed 100, turn off, currently 50, proposed 100, water on and off on the same day, 100, water on and off on different days, currently 75, proposed 175, fire test, flow test, 450, proposed 500, similar One with a substantial change would be meter tampering fee from $250 to $500. Previously, the broken frozen water meter was meter cost plus parts and labor. It's proposed to be a flat $500. Yeah, so I think for, I'm happy to discuss these now. I think for our next meeting, which will be our last meeting before the public hearing, I'll probably put together a schedule, to move this to a similar format of, current fees and proposed fees, so it's a little easier to read, and pull out, after our discussion, we had sort of decided what metrics we were going to use for creating the new base fees. So I think I'll put together another package that sort of is what we're going to present to the public hearing. So we'll have that to review at our first meeting in March, and then that'll be available for review upcoming to the public hearing. So
Just as long as it's easy for everybody to understand.
exactly, that's what I think. I think
Yeah.
what Clayton put together was very helpful for the hookup fees. It was a very good narrative as to what other communities do. We currently charge these are the fees that have been set for 21 years. It's currently, minimum connection fee is currently $2,500, proposed change is $5,000. Minimum connection for water and sewer laterals are currently $1,250 each for $2,500 total. Proposed charge is $3,000 for water and $3,000 for sewer. Makes note that most other communities are in the $6,000 to $10,000 range. So I don't see any of this being out of line.
No.
With, I think basically from what I understand, the proposed changes are basically to affect, or, to cover the cost of personnel and equipment, has increased dramatically over the last 20 years. So I think these are in keeping with current base wages for our guys to cover their time. Any other thoughts or input on that, or any public input on
I
that?
agree. They are in line.
Yep. So I think
Nothing drastic.
nope. No, it brings us in line with sort of modern costs. So like I said, I'll pull Clayton's proposals out of his letter summary to us to make it a little more presentable for the next meeting. And we can get any public input at that point, and then at that time we'll have our official base fees that we're looking at, and DPW schedule of fees, and we can officially vote to forward those to the public hearing at the next meeting. And we can make up the language for the, I guess we'll need to get it out before that, the public notice. Because if we wait until
We have to have it 2 weeks before
Right.
the hearing.
right, so if we decide that language next week, or next meeting, it's too late, so. Well, we don't need to decide the language in the meeting. We already voted to have the public hearing, right?
Correct.
Last meeting, so.
Yeah.
And the public hearing meeting will be held here.
Yep,
So,
yep, yep.
Yep, it'll be immediately following that Wednesday night.
Yeah, scheduled for 5:30, so we'll have a short meeting beforehand, take a quick break, and then
Okay.
reconvene for a public hearing, and if there's no further discussion on that, I will, oh, Greg did not leave us with any notes?
No.
Okay.
Let's get him on
That's-
speakerphone.
Yeah, let's go disturb his vacation.
We could call.
No. All right, well, if there's no further discussion on that, we'll continue that to our next meeting, that topic. All right, and with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
I second.
Thomas Salisbury,
Ah, yes.
Steve Whitman,
Yes.
both in favor, motion carries. March 6th is our next meeting.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.